And they look like they're ready to go. Not quite, but Carol-Gianotti-Block was looking down at her hand. She has several torn, or at least one torn up finger. Wendy Macpherson, though, will start the match. 33 years old, and as Kim Adler just mentioned, 4-time Player of the Year.
She's bowling very well right now. It's hard to believe she hasn't made more shows.
Good opening shot, but leaving a 10-pin.
We watched them in practice, and it looked like Wendy was further right than everybody else. We'll take a look at Kendra and see where her ball goes.
Kendra Gaines a little bit high with a 4-pin. And
a little bit distracted from some crowd noise there.
She's hearing some talking from the back. Very hard when it's coming at you as you're going forward.
Ooh. Ooh. About halfway down the lane, we saw that hook. Again, we're bowling on the sport pattern, so spares are very difficult this week.
Unusual miss, though, by Wendy Macpherson on a 10-pin. Kendra Gaines covered hers, and our first look at Carol-Gianotti-Block. Kim, you mentioned she started the week in the hospital. Why?
She's had some trouble with her knee this week. Oh, good shot there. The knee doesn't seem to be affecting her right now. She had some swelling in her knee early in the week, and Monday she ended up in the hospital getting it drained. Now she's much better.
True competitor. 217 average for Wendy Macpherson, so the average is just a bit higher this week on the sport condition.
We talked with the players before they started tonight, and they all said that the lanes are a little oilier than they were during the week, so they're using balls that hook a little more right now. Good shot there.
So it wasn't typical for them to have this much conditioner on the fresh shot?
No, and definitely in around the third or fourth arrow, was not quite that easy to play, and it looks like they're having a good time of it there.
Carol-Gianotti-Block working on a strike. 214 average for her. Pretty high average to make the show. A bit high, leaving a 4-pin.
I made a little turn there a little early in the front part of the lane. It was hooking a little bit too much for her. This should be an easy spare for her, though. She's a good spare shooter. She'll probably go straight down the lane with the same ball. She can back it up with that ball and go end over end, as we'll see in a second here.
Well, she actually turned that one.
Yeah, she did. There must.
For the PWBA Sport, bowling is front and center next week as they head to St. Clair Shores, Michigan for the Sport Bowling Challenge. The Lady Ebonite Classic comes next, July 15th through the 19th at Collins Bowling Center, Eastland. And then it's the final stop of the swing as they head to Terre Haute Bowling Center for the Clabber Girl Greater Terre Haute Open. That's July 22nd through the 26th. So be sure to stop by and enjoy all the PWBA action in your town. Hope you're enjoying the action here. Carol-Gianotti-Block and Kendra Gaines, both with 2 marks. Wendy Macpherson with that open frame. Based on our plus or minus scoring now, Kendra Gaines in the lead. She leads by 10 pins.
Kendra's looking really relaxed out there. She mentioned last week that on the show she wasn't nervous at all, so I think that kind of carried over into this week, and she's bowling very well also.
10-pin by Wendy. And quickly touch on, you said Wendy worked on her approach.
She did.
What part?
Her steps. Her left foot tends to drift to the left when she gets a little juiced up, a little more adrenaline, and she's trying tonight to keep herself a little slow as she has all week.
Down there. Okay, we were speaking of Wendy Macpherson as Kendra Gaines gets a huge break.
And that looked a little slow off her hand. She got lucky with that shot.
Wendy typically drifts quite a bit left, but has been getting even more so lately. So
and she noticed that. And so she's been working on that. Whenever she thinks about that drift and she makes the correction during the week, she makes the show. So I hope she doesn't think about it next week. I don't want to have to compete against her next week when I make the show.
Ah, prediction here. Kendra Gaines in the lead. Still a 290 possible. Carol-Gianotti-Block possible 280. Until that shot and less. Oh, lazy messenger.
We can hope it on.
Interesting that Wendy said she had really a different look on the lanes. And the lanes felt a lot tighter to her now that she wasn't drifting left.
That's
so much.
right. And I think that is going to help her the next few weeks as well. She's got right now what no one else has, and that is life in her bowling ball. And that's going to help her strike more.